In honor of the nation's bicentennial, the state park was expanded by the donation to the state of New Jersey of 14.5 acres of land as a gift from Sherman and Virginia Drobner, July 4th, 1976.
General George Washington watched the movements of the British forces during the anxious months of May and June 1777, erected by the Continental Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, and the people of Plainfield and North Plainfield, 1912, lest we forget.
I'm still wondering, why is there a lock on this? Thing that has all the information about the Washington Rock, and it says you're standing on a rocky outcrop that was a strategic lookout for General George Washington during the Revolutionary War. At that time, the land was mostly fields and meadows, offering a clear view for 30 miles. In June of 1777, the ability to monitor the British troop movements from this location proved crucial to the survival of the Continental Army. In the spring of 1777, over 8,000 Continental troops were camped on the Watchung Mountains, 3 miles to your right. The high elevation and mountainous terrain provided defense cover for Washington's army despite the several attempts by the British government General Howe, to entice them down into the level ground to fight. General Washington refused to secure the mountain strong. Frustrated that his tactics had failed, Howe moved his troops to Perth Amboy and then to Staten Island. The following day, observing the coast was clear, Washington sent cognated men down to the Quibbletown, now New Market section of Plainfield. Hearing of Washington's movements, Howe called the troops organized and led a division to attack Quibbletown. General Cornwallis, another British division, to circle behind the Continentals and cut off their retreat route to the mountains. Watching these maneuvers from the lookout, realized what the British were attempting. Washington ordered his troops to return immediately and refortified their mountain positions. This action saved the Continental Army from disastrous.
May 1777, General George Washington moved his army from Morristown to the Watchung Mountains above Bound Brook. The British Army, under the command of Sir William Howe, were reinforcing their base at New Brunswick and hoping to draw the American army into a decisive battle that would end the war. The rock offered Washington an unobstructed view of the British bases in Perth Amboy and New Brunswick, as well as fleet movements in the lower New York harbor. Washington's objective was to prevent Howe from moving south through New Jersey to attack Philadelphia, while being in position to flank the British if they moved up the Hudson. Control of the mountains, which served as a natural fort, gave Washington's army the advantage of setting the terms of potential engagement.